Yeah, big talking Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. What a cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Big talking Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. What a cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Kicking back, having a few beers, we're chatting. Pull up your chair, we're all relaxing. Any subject, we never dismiss. Big talking Brewskis with Marissa Smith. Comedy, sex, relationships, more. Any subject, we got it in store. Big talking Brewskis is coming in live. Crack one open, Marissa has arrived.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Big Talking Brewskis. I'm Marissa Smith. As always, I've got Rodney Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
I've got Caitlin Rupert with me.
Hey, hey.
And I've got Gordon McNiff.
I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I'm sorry. Did she do that?
Did she do that? Does do that.
Fuck. I don't know. I don't listen to Cardi B. Fuck.
How do you not? Oh my God! Can you please watch some Cardi B? Because she's like my favorite person in the entire world.
Oh God! Don't get me
Really?
started.
Oh fuck.
Don't get me started.
She does it at the end of her okay. I can't do it. I cannot do that.
Well, I didn't do that. Wait. At the end of her okay, so what did she say?
No, the little the thing that you just did. Do it again one more time.
I can't do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
This is
do
like
it.
what Lil Wayne does.
But say oh and then do the bird call.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of.
Well,
it's like
Say okay and then do it.
Yeah.
okay.
No. We needed to watch this.
Just like her.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's totally fine. So now I know that
Yes.
if you've you've dated comics or you've just hooked up with comics.
I've half dated comics.
Okay.
Like I've had people that I like legitimately was like, oh, this is a real person who I'm like having a relationship with. Actually, like one of the comics I dated, we never actually had sex. We would like go on dates, like cute and adorable dates. I was like crazy about him, but then he wouldn't date me because I was a comic. But I'm like, but we go get ice cream together and we like talk and stuff.
That's such a tease.
Yeah,
Don't-
that's
I know.
annoying.
That's an asshole.
That's
And
annoying.
he's absolutely beautiful, and like I still have feelings for
Yeah,
him.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't
I
take me
cry.
out on ice cream dates.
I don't cry
Ice
that
cream
much.
makes you want to suck a dick.
I don't cry that much, but like I like broke down and cried in front of this guy because he was like, he said he wouldn't date me, and I was like, fine, let's just be friends. And then I was like at his bar because he was a bartender, and I was like having a conversation with him about it because he started seeing this like teacher or something, and he was like, yeah, it's just really hard because like her schedule is like so much different than mine. I'm like, oh yeah, which is like probably why it'd be easier to date, like, I don't know, like date a comic. And he was like, yeah, but like I don't want to date you because it could go really wrong. And then I started crying and I was like, but it could go really good. oh no, but before that I had said to him, I was like, but I really like you and I like spending time with you. And he's like, I really like you and I like spending time with you. And I was like, there was wrong. And like I like seriously, like my friends are probably so tired of hearing about this guy because like this was like 2 years ago. But I was like, I just want to date him so bad and he won't date me. We're still friends. It's fine.
We're still friends.
We're still friends.
Right. As
Yeah.
like you text him and he doesn't respond.
No, this one responds. He'll always
Okay,
respond.
yeah, because you can't.
One of
be
those-
Because I haven't had
crying.
sex with him, so of course he'll respond.
But you can't
Yeah.
be crying though.
No.
I
yeah.
know. Well, I told
That's
him.
an
Crying's
immediate-
crying's an
crying-
immediate.
I told him not to text me
Game
for
over.
like, I think I didn't text him for like 6 months. I was like, don't text me. I like, if I text you, ignore me. Because I was like, I can't. Like, I was like, I can't cut this off. You have to cut this off. And then after like 6 months, I was like, never mind. I'm fine. It's fine. I was like, cool. We're cool. Because I saw him somewhere and I was like, it's fine. I also
He
found
probably
out.
was like, damn, this bitch is back.
No. Yes, definitely. He's like, she's still doing comedy shit. But yeah, I think it makes sense to date comics though, because like literally what just happened to me with like, all right, granted he was a crazy pimp person, but he like broke up with me technically because I talked about him on the podcast, and I'm like, but comics don't fucking care about that shit.
Yeah, they expect it.
They expect it. They know that like he also got mad at me once because I like got a Dangerfield spot, and I was like, oh, I got a club spot. I can't come out to dinner.
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to go to dinner, and he was like, how are you canceling on me like an hour before dinner?
Hello,
And I
it's
was
Dangerfield's fuck.
Well, I used to get that
All
from
right.
my ex-girlfriend. You can't cancel. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like,
It's a club spot. I don't care if
I
it's
can't,
Dangerfield.
yeah.
It's a club spot.
Hello.
Yeah, and then she would give me shit. It's like, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Like,
I would probably do it for a fucking bar show.
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
still did it. Yeah,
We
but
all
it's like,
will do that. But, like, if you do that with another comic, they're like, word, do that. Like, I literally...
They'll
went-
come to the show with you. All right, I'm on my way.
Yeah. Like, can
Yeah.
I get a spot too? That's what they say.
Right, right. You put
Like
me on?
when I first started comedy, I was trying to date a comic, or like when I was trying to go on a date with a comic, and like I literally turned down a spot because we had a date, and then like he ended up canceling on me for a spot, and I was like, wait. But I turned down a spot for. He's like, well, you should never do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a comic.
Yeah,
first and
yeah.
Like,
foremost.
you're a comic. You
You're a
don't do
comic.
that.
You
Like,
don't do
why
that.
would you do
Yeah,
that? And
that's
so I
hilarious.
learned. I was like, fuck, he's
That's
right.
it's true though. Shit. Every time you
Yeah.
say no, then it's like, hey.
Yeah,
that's
a comic
right.
does a spot
Yeah.
the same day as their father's funeral. Like
Hello?
that is,
Yes.
that's
Hello.
like,
As Lori Kilmartin would say,
If they
you
ask
crawl
you, you
through
do it.
glass to go do
Hello.
a spot.
yeah. I don't know. Have you ever dated a comic?
No, I've never dated a comic.
Really?
No.
Well,
And
there
I
aren't a
never
lot
really
of gay
hooked up
comics.
with
Like I've only
comics.
dated
There's
one
a-
woman comic.
There's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
gay
gay comics. I
comics,
feel
yeah.
like.
I think there's
But
enough.
like, I just
Yeah.
haven't. There's enough. I feel like I
Oh.
definitely get hit on, and I just
I've actually never met two male comics that dated each other, but I've definitely like
Yeah, I
met
don't
like
know if I
female
have.
comics that have dated each other.
there's actually a guy
Yeah.
I've been talking to on Grindr that's a comic.
Really?
I've never met him,
He's a
and
comic?
he wants to do the show.
What?
He wants to come on Big Talk.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
You should.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not like we're gonna
Okay.
date, like, because he already said I don't date comics.
Oh. See, so many
So,
people
right,
have that,
right.
though. I don't
Yeah.
get that. I really
Right,
I
don't.
and,
say
like-
that to comics I don't want to date.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Well, I also
Maybe
it's a
we
big
should.
fear for me to like do something like that, and then they would say like, I've hung out and I've hooked up with a few comics, but it's just like I'm very like, all right, with a girl you meet at a bar, you're like, all right, let's go hook up, but
Yeah.
like with a comic who's like, you say something or you like make a move or something, they're like, whoa, no, it's just like. I don't know. It's just something that's
I mean, I
separate for me.
I like the twinkle in the guy's eye when they like. I tell them I'm a comic, and they're like, not a comic. They like.
yeah, but then you have
It's
to
just
deal
like,
with the fact that they
they're
get
not a
so
comic.
mad
Yeah, they're
that
not
you're
a
like
comic.
out till 12 o'clock at night working.
They really don't.
Well, you just
understand.
can't be in a relationship. I mean, I can't. I could. There's no way that I could.
Yeah.
Actually hold. I can barely see my friends like one time and like once a week.
Yeah.
How the fuck would I have a girlfriend too?
And they will also eventually listen to every fucking podcast you've been on. If they're normal. Like, if they're a comic, they don't really listen to them because they're like, whatever, I don't fucking
Yeah.
care. I
no,
don't have
none of my
time.
friends have listened.
I
to
don't
none
have
of my
time.
podcasts.
Yeah.
But the girls you've dated probably have, and you just don't know it.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know, because like I'd say like I've dated my last couple of like relationships have been like comics, and then like I've dated
Yeah.
like kind of like
Yeah.
comics here and there that weren't that serious, but I feel like I can't. I've tried to date regular people and they don't get it.
They don't get it.
They don't get it. It's like it's like the same time though. I also
and
don't.
they try and give you, like, especially men. When you date men who are not comics, they try and give you. They're like, "Oh, you should use this in your set." And you're like, "Please do not say that to me."
Yeah. Like I was dating this Japanese guy and he was just like, "Oh, you should tell jokes about how I'm such a bad driver." And I'm just like,
Shut the
I'm
fuck
gonna
up.
tell
Like,
bad Asian driver jokes, like
drive
no,
off a fucking
no,
cliff.
like
No.
I can't.
That's a big old no.
Fuck
Yeah,
with a no.
that's like
No.
no,
Yeah.
that's a hard no.
But the funny
Do
thing
you
is,
ever get the
I've-
question where they ask you like, "Are you gonna write about this?
Yes.
Are you gonna write? Are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna put this one in your?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I hate when they say, "Are you gonna put this in a skit?"
No.
Is this gonna be one of your
yeah,
skits?
Skits?
Oh,
It's
not
like,
a
you don't
skit.
call it a fucking skit.
It's not.
Yeah,
See, but
what the
sometimes I'm like
fuck?
100% yes. like the whole like India thing. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a joke at some
Wait, 'cause see, I
point.
tell people don't do anything stupid
Because I will put it in
because
the
I
show.
will
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
No, I
And
just
it's
write
like,
things down
oh.
silently, and they're like, "Fuck, he's writing this shit down. He's gonna." I'm like, no. I'm like,
It's
Yeah.
funny. I was like,
Have you ever?
Yeah.
Have you ever been in the middle of sex and then stopped to write something down?
No.
No.
Oh,
No.
I did write a joke. I wrote a joke immediately after sex.
shit.
It was actually about the Indian guy where like and it's a really good joke too, but it's about how it's something about like how if you're going to put on music during sex, spring for the Pandora without commercials.
Right.
Because
right.
like we were having sex and then like the commercials came on. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And like I immediately was like in my head while I was having sex, I was like, this is gonna be a good joke.
you gotta wait, because I've definitely like stopped and like, wait a minute, hold on.
is gonna be a joke.
This is a joke right here.
And then like of course you change it all the time. Like there's so many things I changed. Like all of a sudden
Oh
it was,
yeah, no,
it was like
never-
a Cars
never-
for Kids commercial in my
Oh.
joke.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
wasn't
that is the
actually.
worst
It wasn't, but
It
like,
wasn't, but like in the joke it is.
Yeah.
Why
That's
are you
the
fucking
worst.
1-800 yeah.
I was gonna say it's gotta be
That
something
would be
good.
the worst
yeah.
commercial to come. Like
Worst.
my roommate actually suggested it. He was like, "Oh, it would be funny if it was a Cars for Kids commercial," and I was like,
fucking hate
"Yes."
that commercial.
Yes.
Fuck that commercial.
That's why
Yeah,
I
it's the
live with a
worst
comic.
one.
See, that's the other thing. Comics eventually all live together. So, like, I love that I live with a comic. Like, it is my favorite fucking thing. I love my roommate so goddamn much. Dave Jenkins, in case you guys wanted to know.
Yeah, I was like, this one name. I was gonna say what's his name, but I was like, she's not gonna say.
No,
it.
I will. He's very funny. I love him. He's great. But yeah, like it's great because like we will literally just riff on shit and like talk about jokes with each other, and it makes my comedy so much better.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, you live with comics?
No. I live with friends from like kindergarten.
Ew.
Friends from kindergarten. It just said
Well, like I've known them my whole life.
What do you guys
Yeah,
like?
you don't-
Still eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and talk about your
Yeah.
moms?
Yeah.
My mom.
No.
Remember that one time? Like,
Remember?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all my friends are. I've
Do you
known
guys
all
have
my
anything
friends
left to
since,
talk about after that long?
no, there's always new shit. It's life.
Yeah, I don't know. He's the man. He's we used to live with like a big group of us, and then it like kind of whittled down, and then it's just he
People get married,
works.
people die.
What?
Yeah.
So people get married.
Yeah,
people
and this
die.
guy also thought we had a really like bigger roommate, and he thought we were banging his girlfriend,
Ooh.
which we weren't. She's like total fucking piece of trash.
You're like, we would have if she was hot, but
No, she would like come out in her towel and stuff like that. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. She's like the most annoying piece of shit ever. I'm like, get the
Oh my
fuck
God.
out of here.
That's always God.
And
I went through the same thing
she
with
would
a
like
roommate.
leave her like panties in his bathroom like after she'd take a shower in there like on purpose and like to make him freak out, and he would, and then he moved out.
wait,
and
why
he was-
would that?
And then my other friend just moved into a different did a different job, so we
I'm very lost already.
Wait,
It was
he
weird.
had his own bathroom.
my one of my roommates, yeah.
So like, what was the problem with her panties in the bathroom?
It was his bathroom?
It was my other roommate's bathroom.
Oh, it wasn't the
Oh, so
not
was
the
it-
roommate.
Yeah,
Is
he's
it-
like, I found
is
my
that
panties in
the-
your
not
bathroom.
the
He's like,
one
yeah,
that was
she
dating?
probably took a fucking shower in there, like she always does. You let her take a fucking shower in there.
Wait, why
like,
would he let her take showers in
Because
his
he
room?
just let her do whatever the fuck she wanted. She cheated on him
Oh,
so
you
many
mean
times.
you mean the roommate she was fucking let her take showers?
She wasn't.
in your-
Yeah, he wouldn't fuck her. I wouldn't fuck her. I mean, she's like an attractive girl, but she's like the
Yeah.
fucking worst person ever. She's the most annoying. I
had a girl once. Now that I've said my roommate's name, I probably shouldn't say this detail. But like, there was one time, like, he had some girl. She was like in her underwear on our couch, and I think he had just hooked up with her like one time. Like, it was that first time. And I come out, and I was like, later, I was like, yeah, she's too comfortable here. Like, I was that bitch. I was like, why is she wearing your t-shirt?
But she's also he's also your friend too, though. So you
No,
can
he's
say
he's definitely my friend. But like, I was like, dude, she's like up on my like velvet couch wearing her underwear and your t-shirt. No, no.
I had so like in my sophomore year of college, like we lived off campus, but it was like a duplex, so there was like 8 of us that lived in this like townhouse duplex thing. And so one of my roommates, her boyfriend lived off campus, like in like a house, and he had like 4 roommates or whatever. And so like he threw a party. It was like he had a house by a lake, so like he threw this party. We all went over there. And I was like freezing because it's New Hampshire, and I was cold, and I was like,
Did you grow up in New Hampshire, or you just went
No,
to college?
I went to college there.
Okay, all right.
And so I was just like, oh, can I borrow one of his sweatshirts? She's like, oh, go get it. I'm like, I don't want to go in your boyfriend's room, like, and searching through his shit. Can you just come with me and get me a sweatshirt? She's
Yeah.
like, sure. So she goes and she opens his drawer, and she pulls out a pair of panties, and she's just like, these are not my underwear.
No. No.
And
Oh.
I was like, those are actually my underwear.
What?
And
What?
and so like she's like,
a mind
what?
fuck right there.
And then she's like, and I'm like, I'm telling you right now, I swear to Christ, I've never fucked your boyfriend. I think he's gross. No offense, but he's gross. And so she's just like, what? And so then she starts like opening up all his drawers, and he had underwear from
How did
all
she
the
not
roommates.
know this?
Because he
Oh,
always slept
shit.
over our place. She never really slept over his place.
Oh.
And so like
shit.
he had a pair of my jeans.
That's a great-
He
that's
had
crazy.
fucking my bra.
Were you wondering where these things were going?
Yes. And like I always just thought that like somebody was stealing them, but like I didn't think it was like
Him.
him. And then they got married. They're married.
She's still
They're
married?
married and they
Stop it.
have
They're
3
s-
kids.
She's
Full
still married
stop.
to this
That's
fucking
yes,
freak?
yes, yes.
Oh my god.
I remember the first time he slept over our place, he like was having some sort of PTSD dream, and like he was choking her in his sleep.
Is he ex-military?
No. And so like
What?
she's screaming, like
What?
they're sleeping in our living room, and I'm upstairs in my bedroom, and I hear her screaming, and I run down the stairs, and he's completely asleep, and he's choking the shit out of her, and I'm trying to like push him off, but he's huge. He was like a hockey player, and so like I'm like, get off of her, and so like I'm screaming, girls, I need help, and so like everybody's running from like every direction, and we're all trying to pull him off of her, and he's like she's turning purple, and so finally I like had to take a lamp, and I hit him in the like with the back with the lamp, and then he
Awesome.
like
Damn.
he just
Hell
kind of
yeah.
was like, but like
That's
I mean,
sick.
she was
That
like,
is
she
crazy.
had like fucking
I love
black
you,
and
Courtney.
blues
Dude,
on her neck.
that's sick.
It was like, and she
Awesome.
married him. I was like, all right.
See, this is how much women will marry anybody. Did you just see the story about the woman who's marrying her or who married her cousin? Or no, she's trying to marry her
She's
cousin.
trying to marry her cousin.
I'm like, I read that story and I was like, bitches need to stop with this shit.
Yeah.
You do not need to.
What is
you
it?
do not-
Second cousin?
You
Third
do
cousin?
not-
I don't know.
It's
It's
what
her
number.
first cousin.
It's her
Oh,
first
it's her
cousin.
cousin.
You
Yeah.
don't need a man that bad. Just fucking find someone.
Dude, my first cousin, she dated the guy from Lucky Number 11.
I don't know
Jeremy
what this has to
Piven?
do with anything,
No.
but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. She did. Yeah. And so but my friend was saying the other day, he was asking if it was okay to bang or to hook up with your fourth cousin. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I was like, I don't even know. A fourth cousin is just like your second
What
cousin
is
that you
a
really want to
fourth
fuck.
cousin?
Right? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there even
Far
such
apart
thing
as
as a
like a
fourth
fourth
cousin?
cousin?
No.
Yeah. I don't-
Biologically, though,
Are we all fourth cousins?
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna get nerdy on you here. So when do any of you have like siblings?
Yes.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so is it a sister?
My
Two.
sister.
Okay.
My sister's pregnant right now.
Okay, so
I hope my
your
sister's not
sibling,
pregnant.
your sibling's sweat and body odor will smell absolutely disgusting to you. Like I know my brothers smell nasty to me when they're like sweaty, and apparently chemically it's because your body tells you that it's gross because
They don't want you to fuck?
yeah,
Yeah.
nature doesn't want you to fuck because you're
Whoa.
gonna have like retard babies. Pardon the word.
No.
You'll have
Retard babies.
100% retard babies.
Yeah. Underline retard.
Retard baby.
Retard
Double
babies.
underline.
So,
Should be the name of the show. But like, it's like a chemical thing where like you don't want to have sex with your sibling, and it's the same thing with cousins. You shouldn't like chemically be attracted to your cousin. And I really do think it's a desperation thing. Like, that's weird. Like, I have cousins. They're all attractive people. We have an attractive family. I'm like, I would never.
That's
But
what I was
because-
getting at.
Because
With
when you look at them and then you think about their mom is your aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
That's
But also, I think if I met them, I think my body would just be like, no, girl.
Yeah, no.
But there's like,
Because, like, most of the people I'm attracted to are, like, look nothing like me. Even when I date women, like, I always date, like, brown women. I date brown
I lost
men.
my virginity to my god sister.
What? Oh, but
that's awesome.
Okay.
No, but
Dude, I saw that movie this morning.
that's
What
like
the
a girl
fuck?
you grew. That's like a girl you grew
But see,
up
right,
with.
it wasn't like we were like related.
Yeah.
And it was a girl like I grew up with, and then like
Yeah.
That was like
we-
the
we
90s version of
moved.
stepsister porn.
Exactly. We moved, and all of a sudden, like she just came in.
Oh, shit. You
like,
came in.
Yeah, like
inside of her.
Like when you were okay, so you lost your virginity to a woman.
I did lose my virginity to a woman. Yes.
So like when
Me
you
too.
were like,
Hey.
but like when you were like having sex with her, did you think to yourself, oh, like I rather?
I told her beforehand. I said like I think I might be gay. Like I've definitely like I go to the mall and I
You
suck
gotta
dick.
try something.
And she was just
Like
like,
I go to the mall and I suck dick. You told her that? He's like,
Yeah.
fucking go for it. She's like, good,
that's what
shut
I
the
was
fuck
into,
up.
like, when I was like 17.
Tight.
Like, and so she was just like, well, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I just
Need a dick right now.
Exactly. I think you're high. And I was like, all right, well,
I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah, so and then we did it in
Dude.
the park across.
How
the street
was
from
it?
In the
house.
park, you fucking sailor.
Yeah, I lost my virginity in the park.
God damn it. You outdoor fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I know. In Wisconsin.
I lost my virginity with 4 girls watching me. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Weird. Yeah,
That
it was
is
weird.
so
That is weird.
It was weird. Yeah.
That's
Wait,
hot
so,
as
like,
fuck,
why-
Gordon.
but why?
Congratulations.
So technically, it was 7 summer. No.
How old were you?
I was 14. Yeah.
What?
It was weird. Yeah.
Okay, and there were.
She was 16,
Oh my god.
and they were watching, and
But why
what
were they
the other
watching?
girls?
they were having a
watching?
sleepover, and I snuck in through the window, and it was her birthday, and they were all just kind of watching.
That's
I didn't even
weird.
come. Yeah. It sucked.
I lost my virginity when I was 19 to my best friend Antoinette. We're still Antoinette. We're still
Sounds like she's like 75. I mean, I'm just saying, it's older.
We're
than
still
that.
friends. She's married now. She's married to a man who is very tolerant of our friendship. Like,
Wait. Does he get in on this friendship?
No. I mean, we don't have sex. We're not romantic
you
anymore.
don't hook him up? What the fuck?
What do you know?
No.
Which
What?
is probably he knows.
No, he
It's
definitely
probably-
knows that I'm
so
her ex-girlfriend. But the funny thing is, like, our friend got married like 3 years ago, and like, at some point they were like, "Oh, where's everybody sleeping?" And I was like, "Well, I'll sleep in the bed with Antoinette." And they're like, "Caitlin, you can't sleep in the bed with Antoinette." And I was like, "Why?" And they were like, "Because Antoinette has a husband now." And I was like, "What? That's stupid. That doesn't." I was like, "That doesn't mean I can't sleep in the bed with her." And like, literally, she came into the room like she came later. She comes into the room and I'm like, Antoinette, they told me I can't sleep with you now because you have a husband. She goes, "What? That's stupid." I was like, "I know, right?" And then like her husband came in, McKay, and she was like, "McKay, they said Caitlin can't sleep in the bed with me because you are my husband." And he's like, "That's stupid." I was like, "Right?" So we all slept in the bed together because like we got like the king size bed. And I was like, "It's a big fucking bed." But the funny thing is, at one point she got hot. And there was like a blow up mattress in the room too, because they're like, just in case you guys don't actually want to sleep together, Caitlin can sleep in the blow up mattress.
Yeah.
She got hot, moved to the blow up mattress. So I woke up, it was just me and McKay. And I was just like, "What up, McKay?" Like, we're all like
Is
buddies.
McKay the guy?
McKay's
The
the guy.
husband, yeah.
He's the husband. I'm like, we're all buddies. Like, he has Asperger's, so I think he kind of like doesn't really have the same like standards. Like, everybody's like, you have to be this or this or that. Like,
Yeah.
he's just like, no. It's fine. Everything's fucking fine. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have sex anymore. We love each other, but
Wait,
we love
what?
each other in a different way. Like, we're friends.
Yeah, her ex
Her
girlfriend.
My
ex-girlfriend,
ex-girlfriend.
yeah.
My
That
first.
she lost her
I thought she
virginity
said
to.
like the husband
husband,
and wife.
yeah.
Like,
No,
you don't
I
have sex
don't
anymore. I
have
was
sex
like,
with the husband. No.
Jesus.
Marissa, how old were you when you lost your virginity?
I was 18, and it was the guy that proposed with the
Oh,
blood water.
right.
Yeah.
With the
It
blood
was-
water.
That was
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You
Blood,
put it on him.
Fire with the fire
You
water.
got that fiance.
So like I
Beyonce
lost it. It was actually Clinton's second like election like
That
day
night?
that night.
That night.
So like my ex-boyfriend and I had like volunteered for his campaign. And so like when it was election night, like we got like a 30 pack and we were all like in our dorm celebrating or whatever. And so I told him like if I got a fuck tab that I would fuck him. Like a fuck tab
From the
is-
can?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Very
Wait,
nice.
what is that?
So like if you pull the tab off of your can, like you know the like little metal piece
Yeah.
in the center, if that stays on, it's called a fuck tab. And so
It's a rare occasion.
yeah, it doesn't happen often. So like I was just like if I get a fuck tab tonight, I'll sleep with you. And I just happened to get a fuck tab on Clinton's like, you know, when he won on election night, and that is how I lost my virginity.
Do you
Was
guys
that
ever
like-
play the?
What was
the-
it? Was that playing in the background? Like imagine you like losing virginity, like Clinton doing a speech
Yeah.
in the background. Like, people are cheering.
Do
in the
you
other
swear?
room.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys ever play this game where you go flick it and then you flick it,
No.
flick it?
What happens
Why?
when you
Flick it.
He's trying
You
to
do it
get her.
first, right?
No, I'm not.
him
I'm
to-
not doing anything. All right, here, hold on. And then I flick it, and then you flick it. Oh, you gotta
Guys,
bust out the wedge.
They're literally masturbating each other.
No,
right
here,
now.
now you flick it.
I just want
Oh,
you
no,
all
no, no.
to know-
And for when it flies off.
This is great for podcast.
No, you gotta use your get down in there, bro.
Ew,
Get
oh,
down in
God.
there. Oh, you motherfucker, you lost. Oh, you gotta suck my dick now. Sorry.
I would have
I'm
did that
just
without
joking.
flicking a
I'm
can.
I wasted a manicure for this. Like,
Right. I had to flick a-
I just want you guys to know they've been sucking each other's dick this entire podcast.
We have a camera. They know we're not. All right. Do it.
We take
Do they?
bathroom breaks.
yeah.
Well, we do. We are piss pals. All right. But, you know, it's clearly.
I don't know what y'all doing in that bathroom.
Yeah, we can hear you guys talking, but not
Yeah,
over
no.
the strong stream of my piss. which
Yeah,
Lottie
this
can
is
attest
real
to.
strong. Like it's like.
Well, you still got that young prostate.
Yeah.
I know my old ass was
Yeah,
sitting
I pissed at a 21-year-old level. All right.
waiting.
Wait, how old are you?
29?
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you were 21. I was like, wait,
No, I said
what?
I pissed at a 21-year-old
Oh,
level.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's really strong.
Nah, Rodney's got this over 30 ass prostate.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm standing here.
Dusty
waiting.
ass
It's
prostate
like, yeah.
out of here.
He's pissing dust over here.
Oh my god.
Dust in the wind. He's just like, he's out of breath. He's like, oh.
Oh, Jesus.
He's got a sigh every time before he goes. He's like, oh, hold on.
Wait, because I'm standing there waiting.
Give me a little something. Give me something.
And here comes this one coming in right after me, and he just walks up.
Yo, it's so funny because I work
Sound
with
like
these.
Mount Everest.
Some of these old guys. I work with some guys who are like 80, you know, and they're like deep and like lawyer. They're like, yeah, and they'll go in and they stand there for like 15 minutes, and I just walk
Before
out.
they piss?
Yeah, no, they just stand. Literally, they're standing there when I walk in, and I get in there, and I just dump so much piss in. Like I'll have like drank like 4 beers on my
Like
lunch
a
break.
man.
No. I was like today I drank so much on my lunch break, and then I just went in, and I was like, and I was like half
That's how
drunk,
he sounds,
and then this old guy's like.
You were half drunk.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right. Then I just like get out of there, and the door's closed. Then, and he's still at the fucking urinal. I'm like, oh my god, I'm sorry, bro.
And
This
they're
is
like,
terrible.
fuck that kid and his
Yeah,
young
that
prostate.
son of a bitch.
He's like, I remember the day when my balls were tight and I had a young prostate and I could piss in a time.
And I could piss at a 21-year-old level.
Don't we all?
Yeah, no, that's so true.
Well, on that note, I'm leaving you guys.
Wait, does that happen with women? Real quick.
So I fart
know you're-
every time I pee.
Wait, do you really?
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah. Well, you're not here yet.
I don't.
How old are you?
Oh my
I
God.
am older than you.
Do you guys
Okay,
know
fair
that
enough.
I wrote a line for Depends that almost got. You probably know this. I don't know. I probably told you this.
Sounds
that-
about right.
It was for Depends. You know the adult diapers. I
Yeah.
wrote.
We all know
Take
that.
the oops out of poops. You know, it was good. They ended
Oh,
up not
dear Lord.
not promoting it, but you know.
Well, they should have.
They should have.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to go do
So-
jokes on a stage.
So before you go,
yes.
just tell everybody where can they follow you on social media and what gigs you have coming up.
Okay, go find me on social media at Caitlin Rupert, CAITLAN RUPPERT on Instagram, and then backwards Rupert Caitlin for Twitter. And I don't know, just follow my Instagram and you'll see all my shows. I do jokes mostly every day. So
All
meh.
right. Thanks for doing the
Caitlin
show,
Rupert,
Caitlin.
Love
thanks for
you
doing the
guys
show.
so much.
Have a
Thank
We
good
love
you.
you too. Have a good set.
Love you.
They got me thoroughly wasted, guys.
Yes.
Thoroughly
Yes.
wasted.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
That's what we do.
Big talking Brewskis.
Big talking
love
Brewskis.
Big
Yes.
TV. Bye, Caitlin.
Bye. Yeah, so like I'm still not understanding like this whole like all these girls are watching you having sex at 14 because that
Oh,
kind
we're
of
back to that shit.
Oh,
yeah,
because
because like I'm not over it. I'm like, wait, that just sounds horrific.
love you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
I know. And it was even more horrific that they didn't jump in and start, you know.
But you were a virgin anyway.
I was a virgin.
Like,
yeah.
Wait, were you guys like dating?
No.
Or like so
Nope.
like how did you just
It was
end up
we were
going...
like friends, and I was turning 15, or I was gonna turn 15. It was like at the end of the year, and hold on, I'm gonna get up in here. And she was turning 16, and so they were like, you know, we can't, you know, her friends were basically like, she doesn't want to turn 16 and be a virgin. Yeah. So, and I was good. I was like good friends with her, and I was like, we would hit on each other and stuff like that. And we were, you know, fucking younger. I was always much younger for my grade, and I think she was a grade above me. But
Okay.
and so like all of my friends who were in my grade were there for her, and she was like, she was really small. Like at the time, I think she had an eating disorder, like bad eating disorder. I don't know. It was just like she was. I mean, she was really hot, but it was like they were all sleeping on the floor, and then I came in, and then she also had a roommate, and then I kind of just like I was on my back, and then I looked up at one point, and they were all kind of just like watching, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is weird." And I kind of just like they were like giggling the whole time and like whispering and everything like that, and like it was like you were fucking in like a, you know, like a damn doctor's stadium, or you know, whenever like the surgeon's theater or whatever. Yeah. So I'm saying. But I mean, I plowed through it, or I tried. I mean, I had a condom on. And that's what I remember. I was like, dude, I was like, I remember the next day, I was like, because I didn't come on, I was like, the next day I hit her up and I was like, yo, can we try that again, please? Like, that was so fucked up. Like, you know, and we did. And it was like the greatest thing ever. And we didn't use a condom, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is what they're doing." And when I was walking back to my dorm,
she wanted her friends to see she was doing it wrong, dog.
Yeah, what's your friends gonna see that shit?
Saying, "Oh, my friend's saying this."
Friends, get out, skate, right. No, but she fucking I was like, that's when my first sexual experience. I was like, dude, what? That's what it felt like. Fucking with a condom is just the worst thing ever. Especially when it's a Magnum and you're 14 years old. Clearly not filling that thing out.
It's very true.
It's like a fucking XL glove on a goddamn baby hand.
The closest thing I've had to that was like when I was in college. I was like, I think it was, I don't know, it might have been my junior year, but I didn't like my roommates. So like I was like always hanging out with my friends that like lived in, I think in the like the freshman dorms or whatever, but like they had like an extra bed because they were like two people in a triple, and so like they had an extra bed, and that was kind of like my like extra like place to stay. And so like I was hooking up with this guy. I met him at a party, and like we weren't like fucking or anything, but we were just like fooling around, and I was like in the extra bed or whatever, and like he was just like, "Oh yeah, baby, you own me. I'm your slave." And like I'm like, "Oh my god." And like he's just like so loud. Like so like, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, you own me. Yeah, oh you," and I wasn't even really doing anything. Like I wasn't even like giving him a hand job or anything. Like we were just kind of like touching. Like, I was like,
what? I thought you guys were like fucking. I'm like,
no, like we're not even fucking.
Because
like,
I'm allowed. Fuck. I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah, like
really?
Oh yeah. I'm very.
I'm a silent fucker.
Really? 'Cause, like, I would think you'd be like all dramatic.
Oh yeah, Rodney'd be like,
No.
"Oh fuck me, baby, fuck me. Oh fuck that ass.
It's
Oh
like,
fuck that."
Yeah, you like that. You
Rodney's
like
just
that,
like, no,
Daddy?
Rodney's
You
like
that.
I do say a lot of curse words, but like, you gotta. It has to really be going down for that to come out. But if I'm the one fucking, and I'm doing the fucking, no, it's kind of quiet actually. It's just like pop, 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 pop.
Pop, motherfucker.
Pop, 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 pop.
Motherfucker.
Wait. Only sound you gonna hear is these skins.
Yeah.
Skin on skin.
Dude, does it? Hold on. Oh, no, wait. Sorry.
Yeah. So like then like he was like making all this noise, and then I looked up, and my friends are like watching us literally eating popcorn. Like they have all three of them are sitting on one bed and they have a bowl of popcorn and they're just like,
Watch you guys fuck.
we weren't fucking. That's the whole thing, is that we weren't.
Oh right,
fucking.
I keep from this guy's.
It's just
weird...
like he was just like moaning, like I was just like rubbing like underneath his shirt and like touching his like thighs, but I wasn't even giving him a handy. Like I wasn't doing anything. He was just like, oh yeah, oh you own me, oh I'm your slave, like, and I'm just like, I'm not doing anything. Like it was just yeah. And then I was like, then I was absolutely not going to fuck him. One, my friends were staring at us. And two, like, if he's that loud, if I'm touching his chest. Like,
imagine what he's going to do when he
imagine,
touches penis.
Imagine,
like,
imagine when I sit on that dick.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, no.
He'll just
not doing
bust
yeah.
a nut real quick.
Yeah. Just like, not about it.
Oh, God, that's always the worst.
There's a few girls, I don't know, I've had a few girls that it's like, you know, you do the... You like touch down there, and then it's just like it's there's some girls who are just like, oh yeah, oh that feels good, but then like you touch one, it's like, it's like, oh Jesus, this is gonna be an issue. Like this is like a hypersensitive. I don't know. Yeah, I'm like, all right.
No, I am kind of that way when you like get to certain spots.
Well, it's not in a certain spot. This chick was like, it was insane. Like as soon as you'd even like just touch it, she's. You're like, what the fuck? It looked like she was just. It was weird, but I mean, I wasn't doing anything
certain
special.
Spots. So. We are in that certain spot of the evening that we need to wrap things up.
Oh shit!
Oh,
wrap it up. Let that be a lesson. Speaking of not wrapping it up.
Speaking of wrapping it up, safe sex, you guys. But before we go, everybody just tell us where they can follow you on social media. What gigs you have coming up next? I'm going to start with you, Gordon.
I am just Broadway and Grizzly Pear. I mean, this weekend is pretty much for me. And Fashionably Funny. Oh my God, your show next weekend. That's gonna be awesome. Next Friday,
22nd.
Wait, is that yeah?
Yeah.
22nd.
All right.
22nd.
22nd.
And they can follow you at the Lord of the Gourds.
Yeah,
right?
Lord of the Gourds. Yeah, just Lord of the Gourds. I got some funny pictures on there. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for listening, and you guys for having me. Really,
thank you so much for doing the show, Gordon. You're one of our favorite regulars.
Oh my God!
Yes, you are.
No,
yes, you are. You're up there.
Damn it.
Rodney Daniels.
Hey, what's up, guys? So, everybody knows my handle is Rodney Daniels on everything: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Rodney Daniels. And I am going to be at Queer Abstract in Brooklyn next week. Next Friday the 15th, I'm going to be on that show. And then I'm going to be hosting Fashionably Funny with Marissa Smith. And Gordon McNiff is also going to be on the show. So, it's going to be a good time. If you're in New York City, check it out. And as always, I'm, here with Marissa doing Big Talking Brewskis every Friday, 6 to 8. Marissa Smith.
Tomorrow I'm going to be at Auto Shrunken Head for Merriment and Mortification. March the 22nd, I'm going to be at Broadway Comedy Club for Fashionably Funny.
Woo, woo.
I'm also doing Fantastically Funny Females at Overlook in April. So check out my social media to check out the dates for that. Follow this show on Twitter at Big Talk and Brew. Also check out my other podcast, Blame Storming. You can follow that show on Twitter at The Blame Storm. And you can follow me on Twitter at Marissa Smith. Have a good night, you guys. We love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.